Alright, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kudash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Yeah, basically, I just wanted to do a quick add-on. Alright, the elder brother Natas Agba had done a video on caught changing words in the Apocrypha. Alright, which he basically went over the word in I forgot what verse it was in. I believe it was Second Esdras, maybe the second chapter or so. But he's gonna go into it. All right, he shows you where it says Esau. All right, it says here, verse 18, for thy help will I send my servants Esau and Jeremy, after whose counsel I have sanctified and prepared for thee 12 trees laden with diverse fruits. All right, which when he went into it, I basically showed you that this is just Esau. It's funny, Esau trying to switch up words, man, because that really should say Esay. All right. Now, what I did was, all right, I typed in. Let me pull it up here real quick. Okay, I typed in Esay. Let's see. Let's just go to KJV. That's an introduction. Go to Apocrypha. And I believe it was Ecclesiasticus. Just bear me 1 second. Ecclesiasticus 48. All right. Or Sirach 48 and 20. And it talks about, it says Esay again, which we know is talking about Isaiah. All right. Let's go to it. All right, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 20. All right, because I'm just going to go into it and get the account real quick, because it basically tells you, okay, that number one, when you read in here, okay, when you read the account of what's going on, it's mentioning who? Sennacherib. All right, it's talking about the time when it says, well, Hezekiah fortified his city and brought in water into the midst thereof. Now, we understand that in the Apocrypha, the names sound a little different. All right. And Hezekiah is actually talking about Hezekiah, King Hezekiah. Okay. And then it mentions Sennacherib. All this is in 2 Kings, the 19th chapter, which we're going to go over. Okay. Now, Esau, all right, like it says, when you jump down to verse 20, it says, but they called upon the Lord, which is merciful, and stretched out their hands towards him. And immediately the Holy One heard them out of heaven and delivered them by the ministry of Esay, which is Isaiah. All right, because he was the prophet at the time, all right, dealing with this particular situation that was taking place. Because you might have, Jake comes in all different types of, here it is. The brother done explained that the where it says Esau really should say Esay, but then you might have somebody just pull up on, oh, well, how you know Esay is Isaiah, and it says Esay and not Esaias and all of that. Okay, but when you actually read the account, okay, like it says, which I'm going to read, it's dealing with when Sennacherib, the Assyrian king, came up to Jerusalem, all right, and he basically tried to take it over. Okay, and you had King Hezekiah, all right, who prayed to the Lord, all right, and through the Lord through the mouth of Isaiah basically came and told him, look, don't worry, the king is not going, the king of Assyria, all right, is not going to take this place today. All right, now that happened during the prophet at the time was who? Isaiah. Okay, and then we're gonna get that, and he basically went over in here to show you, all right, just to reiterate it, as to how in the Apocrypha certain names are different. As you read Second Ezra chapter 1 and 39, like it says here, unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Osias. All right, now we know that's who? Hosea, but yet it will say Oseas or Oseas. So you gotta understand that yes, it's not gonna be word for word in the Apocrypha as we're reading. It's what? Esdras, but when you read in the regular scriptures, it's Ezra. Okay, it doesn't mean it's two different people. It's just a different spelling. It says Amos and Micaiah, which is Micah, Joel, Abdias, and Jonah. Okay, Jonas. Okay, it says Nahum, Habakkuk. All right, Habakkuk, Sophonias, Zephaniah, Aggeus, Haggai, Zechariah. All right, and Malachi, Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord, which is really Malachi. All right, it's called angel of the Lord because Malachi, in Hebrew is Malaakia, which means my messenger. That's what angel means. All right, angel in Hebrew is Malaak. All right, which is a messenger. All right, not to be confused with Malak. Malak is king. All right, and Mala'ak is a messenger when you look it up. So Mala'ak Yah will be my messenger. All right, or angel of the Lord, or messenger of the Lord. But anyway, let's go in here real quick. Ecclesiasticus chapter 48. All right, um, verse verse 17. It says, Ezekias fortified his city and brought in water into the midst thereof. He digged the hard rock with iron and made wells for water. Now, when you look it up, all right, I forgot the name of it. Let me see. What is the? Let's do well of Hezekiah. Well, I think it was Hezekiah's tunnel, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see it here anyway. Um, okay, construction. It says, knowing that Jerusalem would eventually be subject to siege, Hezekiah had been preparing for some time by fortifying the walls of the capital, building towers, and constructing a tunnel to bring fresh water to the city from a spring outside its walls. He made at least two major preparations that would help Jerusalem to resist conquest: the construction of the Siloam tunnel and the construction of the broad wall. It says, when Sennacherib had come, intent on making war against Jerusalem, Hezekiah consulted with his officers about stopping the flow of the springs outside the city, for otherwise they thought the king of Assyria would come and find water in abundance. All right, so you see how it's talking about who? The king of Assyria, Sennacherib, who came up against Jerusalem. And who was the king of Jerusalem at the time? It was Hezekiah. All right, and who was the prophet at the time? It was Isaiah. All right. It says here, the Bible narratives, or the narratives of the Bible, state that Sennacherib's army besieged Jerusalem. Isaiah 33 and 1. Okay. So let's go here real quick. This is 2 Kings chapter 19 and um, verse 1. It says, and it came to pass, when King Hezekiah heard it, that he rent his clothes and covered himself with sackcloth and went into the house of the Lord. Why? What did he hear? He heard basically the threats that were being given by I believe it was Rapshika or so. All right, or Tartan. One of those. They were basically sent by Sennacherib to come and relay the message to Jerusalem, and they were basically talking shit, telling them, if you don't basically give up, all right, we gonna make you, drink your own piss and all that extra stuff. All right, trying to put fear in them, showing them that, look, the Assyrians had taken down all these other kingdoms around. All right, and what would make Jerusalem different? All right, that was basically what they were saying, the kind of talk they were saying. All right. So it says, and he sent Eliakim, which was over the household, and Shibna, the scribe, and the elders of the priests covered with sackcloth to Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos. Okay, because he was the prophet who was ministering at the time. That's why when you go in here, it says what? But they called upon the Lord, which is merciful, and stretched out their hands towards him, and immediately the Holy One heard them out of heaven and delivered them by the ministry of Esay, which is Isaiah. All right, as we're reading the proof, 2 Kings 19. He smote the host of the Assyrians, and his angel destroyed them. All right, and that was that was when the Lord sent the angel to kill. What was it, 185? All right, of the Assyrians. Okay, so let's go here and, matter of fact, verse 22. For Ezekias, which is Hezekiah, had done the thing that pleased the Lord, and was strong in the ways of David his father, as Esay the prophet, okay, who was great and faithful in his vision, had commanded him. who was talking about what? Isaiah. So when you go back to Second Esdras and it says Esau and Jeremy, all right, as the brother showed, is actually supposed to say Esay, which is talking about Isaiah, and Jeremy is referring to Jeremiah. All right, and hey, I'll say this one thing too, man. That's how you know we got to be the men of the Lord. Okay, we got to be the men of the Lord, because how is it that this whole time these so-called Christians didn't catch this? All right, even when you go into the scripture concerning thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, all right, and you had the elders brought it out, broke it down. These so-called Christians didn't go into that. All right, they didn't. How come for all these years they didn't find that out? They didn't show, because hey, we so into the scriptures that we find the errors that Esau makes, whether deliberate or not deliberately. All right, but we're so into the scriptures, and that shows you, all right, why knowing the truth and having the correct doctrine is important. All right, because when you see certain things that don't add up or doesn't make sense, you'll be able to tell, because the Most High ain't dealing with Esau. So why would he say Esau and Jeremy? Nah, something got to be wrong. Then you look into it with the mindset of finding out that there's something wrong going on, and you trying to figure it out, because we know damn well that according to all these other scriptures, the Most High says he hates Esau. All right, so if it says Esau there, that got to be a typo, or there got to be something else deeper going on. All right, same thing with the thou shalt not abhor an Edomite scripture. All right. When you go into it, you find out it's actually talking about Assyria, and it's actually a switch. Okay, it's actually a switch in there, but that's why the scriptures talk about the prudent man that looketh into his goings. All right, we look into everything, man. Every nook and cranny. So you can't really. Hey, the scriptures say that basically he is wiser than Daniel. All right, there is no secret that is hid from him. Hey, well, on the right hand side, the Lord has given us the eyes to see, man. Where you can't pull a fast one on us. That's why the scriptures say we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Okay, be not ignorant of any matter small or great. So we're very attentive, and as the scriptures say, circumspect. Okay, we watch everything. So that's why Esau. That's ultimately one of the reasons why Esau is trying to get us off the internet, trying to get us to stop speaking. All right, because we bring out the truth raw and uncut. And if you try to hide something, you try to sneak something, we're gonna bring it out and put you on blast. And then on top of that, you can't even pay us off. So it's like there's no negotiating it, there's no stopping it, there's no hushing it up. Because the more you try to hush it up, the more attention comes to it. You know, hey, it's like somebody that's like you may be a I don't know, criminal or something, and you trying to hide. And somebody sees you and they blowing your cover, mad loud. Yo, that's that criminal. He got this on his record. He stole. He's a murderer. He committed da 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 homicide. He's done this, and you just yelling it out. And this criminal sees you, so he's like, all right, let me try to offer him some money to be quiet. You offer the money, it doesn't work. You like, all right, let me try to like just tell him, yo, hush, hush, like calm down, calm down. It's not working. Let me try to use force. Then the person's gonna scream even louder. So Esau, that's the position Esau is in right now. He's like, how? Like, how do I go around it? You know what I'm saying? Like to get these prophets to stop talking, because that's what's bringing this place down. Okay, but anyway, let me actually read through this one more time, and then I'll just hit the point in the in the regular scriptures, Second Kings, and show you that it's the same name. All right, this is Second Kings chapter, or Salakia, Ecclesiasticus chapter 48, verse 17. It says, Ezekias, which is Hezekiah, fortified his city and brought in water into the midst thereof, as we just read. All right, the Siloam tunnel. All right, it says which shows you that it's actually true, because you can see the picture right there. It's an actual tunnel that was constructed. You got people that are, oh, the scriptures are not real, and it's written by man. So explain this. If it's a fairy tale, why is there so much archaeological proof on it? Okay, so it says he digged the hard rock with iron and made wells for waters. In his time, Sennacherib came up and sent Rab. Now check this out. It says who sent Rab Sasses or Sakis, or however they want to spell it in there. But now, let's say we go to the blue letter and we go to Second Kings 18th chapter. All right. Now let's go down. There it is. See, it says here, and Rabshakeh. All right, that's who when you read in the Apocrypha, it refers to him as what Rapsaces. All right, if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's still talking about the same person. It's just the spelling is different. Okay, just like when you read in the book of Tobit, instead of saying Shalmaneser, it'll say Enemeser. And you could get the names confused, but you gotta read the context. What is it saying this person did? That's how you can tell, okay, this is the same person as such and such. All right, it says, and lifted up his hand against Sion and boasted proudly. You can read about that in 2 Kings, the 18th chapter. All right, it says here, 2 Kings 18 and 19, and Rabshakeh said unto them, speak ye now to Hezekiah, thus saith the great king, the king of Assyria, what confidence is this wherein thou trusteth? All right, and he goes on. It says, verse 20, thou sayest, but they are but vain words. I have counsel and strength for war. Now on whom dost thou trust that thou rebellest against me? Now behold, thou trustest upon the staff of this bruised reed, even upon Egypt, on which if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt unto all that trust him. And then, let me jump down to where he really starts talking shit. Verse 23, now therefore I pray thee, right, give pledges to my lord the king of Assyria, and I will deliver thee 2,000 horses, if thou be able on thy part to set riders upon them. I could give you the horses, but that's if you even able to put riders upon them. It says, let me jump down. And when you go into the 26th verse, you'll see that the servants of Hezekiah were basically telling Rabshakeh, look, you could speak to us in the Syrian tongue, speak to us in that language. We understand it, but he's like, Rabshakeh's like, no, 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 I'm not here to talk to just you in secret. I'm trying to tell everybody so they hear it. All right, verse 27. But Rabshakeh said unto them, hath my master sent me to thy master, and to thee to speak these words? Hath not he sent me to the men which sit on the wall, that they may eat their own dung and drink their own piss with you? You hear that? So this is the kind of shit talking. All right, the kind of spirit he came in. Okay. Oh boy, he basically goes on. All right, trying to discourage Jake. All right, but let's keep going. It says here. Now you see how the spirit works. I started off, one direction, but as the scriptures say, the spirit is like the wind, so you just go with it. All right. It says, then trembled their hearts and hands, and they were in pain as women in travail, as the scriptures say. What people today shall be in pain as a woman in travail. All right. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. It says, but they called upon the Lord, which is merciful, and stretched out their hands towards him, and immediately the Holy One heard them out of heaven, and delivered them by the ministry of Esay, which is Isaiah. He smote the host of the Assyrians, and his angel destroyed them. All right, going to show you, man, that look, you just have faith in the Lord, man. All right, and even when it looks as though there is no solution, he will make a way where there seems like there's no way. All right. For Ezekias had done the thing that pleased the Lord, and was strong in the days of David his father, as Esay the prophet, or Isaiah the prophet, who was great and faithful in his vision, had commanded him. In his time the sun went backward, and he lengthened the king's life. Now tell me who could do that? All right, can Esau do that? No. Could the king of Assyria do that? No. All right, none of them could do that, man. Okay. So even in this time, this day and age, man, that's why you gotta fear Yahweh Shemel Shai above all. Okay, if the power you serve and you worship, if you truly believe that He is above, all right, everybody else, then don't fear what you see in front of you. All right, don't fear what your eyes are telling you. What the fear that's coming upon you is telling you, all right. But have faith in in what you know. He says he saw by an excellent spirit what should come to pass at the last, and he comforted them that mourned in Zion. He showed what should come to pass forever, and secret things or ever they came. All right. So now, like I said, I'm gonna jump through this because so it's a whole chapter. I don't need to read the whole chapter. All right, but let's just go to the part where Isaiah. Yep, here it is. It says, "So the servants of the king." This is 2 Kings 19:5. So the servants of King Hezekiah came to Isaiah. Now, if it was in the Apocrypha, it would say who? Esay. All right. It says, "And Isaiah said unto them, Thus shall ye say to your master, Thus saith the Lord, Be not afraid of the words which thou hast heard, with which the servants of the king of Assyria have blasphemed me." So what are they doing here? What is Isaiah doing? He's ministering to them. Okay. "Behold, I will send a blast upon him." So the Lord is speaking through the prophet Isaiah. "And he shall hear a rumor and shall return to his own land, and I will cause him to fall by the sword in his own land," which happened because Sennacherib was slain by his two sons. Okay. So when you come down, all right, it tells you this is what the Lord did, like we read. Let's come all the way down. Okay, this is 2 Kings 19:35. It says, "And it came to pass that night that the angel of the Lord went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 100 fourscore and 5,000." Now a score is 20, so 20 times 4 is 80. So 180 and 5,000, that's 185,000. It says, "And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses." All right, this is the account, all right, that we're reading of in Ecclesiasticus chapter 48. All right, right around these verses here, 17 verse all the way on down. Okay, so you know that who's that talking about? Esay. All right, which like the brother showed. All right, when you go into forgot what precept exactly it was. I know it's in Ezra. Okay, second Ezra is the second chapter. Okay, let's go into that. Esau be thinking he's slick, man. Hey, and that shows you it's the spirit of the Lord, man. It's the spirit of the Lord because you can't really get anything past us, okay? Because really, it's not us. It's the Lord that does it. Was it 17 verse, 18 verse? Okay, like it says, um, "For thy help will I send my servants Esau and Jeremy." So common sense should, click in your mind. All right, and that's the thing, man. For those watching, look, you gotta, you gotta use your spirit, man. Use your spiritual discernment. If you see something like this, instantly, I mean, you might have a question about it, but you should be able to you should be at a point where you can discern and know that, look, obviously, this Esau isn't referring to Esau Edom, all right, like actual Edomites, because there ain't no way the Lord would use Esau and why would the Lord say Esau and then say Jeremiah and put them together and say they're his servants? Of course, the Lord can use Esau to serve him, but not in the way in which Jeremiah served the Lord. Jeremiah served the Lord as a prophet. All right. So why would the Lord speak about Esau and Jeremiah as if they served him in the same way? Okay, that's how you know that there's something going on. There's something wrong. Okay, so you gotta look into that and see what it actually is. And if I'm not mistaken, all right, let me see something. Let's type in Esau and let's look in the Apocrypha. Now, when you look at this, check this out. Oh boy, this is interesting. Um, Let me see. When you go to First Ezra 5:29, Ezra basically lists those that came. Let me see if it says it up here. Basically, went back to Jerusalem. All right, to First Ezra chapter 5 verse 1, and this were the principal men of the families chosen according to their tribes to go up with their wives and sons and daughters, with their men servants and maid servants and their cattle. And Darius sent with them 1,000 horsemen till they had brought them back to Jerusalem safely, and with musical instruments, tabrets, and flutes. So these were Israelites, right? Cool. So when we go down to the 29th verse, notice it says here, and the servants of the temple, the sons of Esau, the sons of Asapha, the sons of Taboth. So now tell me, would the Lord really have Edomites, all right, as servants of the temple? You know, you're gonna see it. Oh, it says Esau. It says Esau. Well, use your spiritual common sense. Would the Lord actually have Edomites serve as servants of the temple? Does that make sense to you? No, because what, they're profane, which means outside the temple. Okay, so obviously then that's not because Esau is just a name. Because you have a man named Elam. Okay, is that actually talking about Elam as in the Elamites, this East Indians, the Persians? No. Okay, but it's a name. Okay, it's a name. So sometimes you gotta, like I said, man, you gotta use that spiritual common sense. You can't just get all caught up in that. All right, and just it says Esau, so it says Esau. Now, what I want to do before closing it out is I'm gonna look. This is what First Ezra 5:29. Okay, so let's go in here. Um, KJV 16:11, and then let's look for the same verse and see if it says that. Uh, let's go to chapter 5. Let's do it from here. Verse 29 or 28. All right. Yeah, so it says the same thing. The servants of the temple, the sons of Esau. So it shows you that here it actually says Esau, but it's just a name. Okay, it's not actually talking about Edomites. All right, these are simple things which, as you're learning, the Spirit should be able to guide you to discern and be able to tell, okay, this isn't talking about actual Edomites, based on all the other countless precepts that mentions how the Lord hates Edomites. Hebrews 12 and 16 and 17 tells you what? Esau is profane. Okay, so obviously it wouldn't make sense for the Lord to say all that and then turn around and have them, all right, come out of the captivity with Israelites and come and serve in the temple. No, all right, it doesn't make sense. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna close it off here. All right, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. Just wanted to put that quick add-on in there. But yeah, it pretty much just ended here. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakak Wadash. Hey man, look, we coming into them times when you're not gonna have, brothers to answer every single question or break down every single thing to the detail and to the nook and to the cranny. All right, so you gotta be able to, deal on that. You know what I'm saying? Like grow in the spirit, man. You gotta seek to grow. All right, you gotta seek to better yourself and pray. Okay, because the time is coming where you might be by yourself. We always say that. You might be by yourself. You're not gonna have videos, you're not gonna have brothers to break things down to you. And as the scriptures say in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. All right. So you gotta be on some level. Okay. Anyway, with that, shalom.